Okay, so this is part 2 of Men, Vilify or Victimization. And this one's a little bit more challenging to share because I have never shared it, I know, in public. So I was married 2 more times after my daughter was born. And one of her stepfathers molested her. And it was quite a blow when it came out. It was like, how do I walk through this, God? How do I walk through this? And it was hard. It was not going to be the same thing that I'd gone through with her biological father, because I couldn't just turn around. There had to be some justice done for her, and I was just like, So if any of you ever saw the movie back in the 90s called The Horse Whisperer with Robert Redford, if you haven't seen it, see it. But it came out about when I was kind of trying to figure out what to do, and I felt like the horse in that. The premise of the story was this young girl was riding her favorite horse, and it was snowing. The horse slid down a hill, got hit by a semi. She, I think, lost a leg, if I'm remembering correctly, but the horse was like just totally PTSD. I mean, nobody could get near it, and everybody was suggesting put it down, and the girl was suicidal. Anyway, so they find Robert Redford up on a farm in Montana. He's a horse whisperer. So the girl has recouped physically, and they're saying, this would be really good for her to get back on the horse, but the horse is like, won't let anybody get near him. And so Robert Redford is this horse whisperer, and he finally, biggest challenge he's ever had, and he finally breaks through, gets the horse to trust him, then trusts the little girl, let the girl ride him, and it's this process. So somebody during this time asked me how I was doing, and I said, I feel like the horse and the horse whisperer, I was like, I want my daughter in a good place. I want her healed, and but I don't know if I can let anybody, I don't even know if I can let anybody get near me again. And the Lord has been like the horse whisperer to me. It was like, just seek me for healing, for her, for you, and even for her stepfather. This is your job. And I'm going, no. But I walked through that, and I did it without, maybe not as elegantly as I could have, but I did it without vilifying. I did it without being victimized, and I did it in a way that all of us have gotten healing. And I did it in a way that not only did we get healing, but now I am where I am, and I can minister healing to like exponentially more people than I ever could before that happened. So my point in saying this, especially to women, is there is a way to walk through this. Whatever your situation, you don't have to vilify and you don't have to victimize. You don't have to kill or be killed. In round 1 of this, part 1, I wasn't going to kill my child. Or kill her biological father, and second round, I wasn't going to kill the stepdad. I wasn't, it almost killed me, but it didn't. It unearthed treasure in me. So, this is part 2 of Men. Are you going to vilify them or be a victim, or are you going to walk through it God's way?